You probably know the word dinero in Spanish. Dinero, of course, is money. But do you know about pasta or plata or pavos? Today, we're going to talk about 7 expressions to talk about money in Spanish. Maybe it'll be a little bit more than that by the time we get done. But we've got a lot of slang terms for money and sort of common colloquial expressions, which also can be used to talk about having money, not having money, etc. Vamos a hablar del dinero. So my first example is just with dinero. Él gana mucho dinero. There's not much to say about this. He earns a lot of money. Él gana mucho dinero. If we're counting some currency, then we're counting some currency. Él gana 20,000 euros al mes. That would be an insane salary here in Spain, probably most places. Él gana 20,000 euros al mes. In that case, we're counting the currency. Money, el dinero, is uncountable in English and in Spanish. We have to count something more specific. While we're here, head over to expatmadrid.com and sign up for my emails. I send out an email about every week with new things from Spain. I have a podcast about Spanish life. I do these vocabulary and grammar videos, sometimes pronunciation. I'm teaching Spanish for people who maybe already know little. I'm not doing exactly the absolute beginner Spanish. And I live in Spain, so I love talking about Spanish culture and the Spanish language as it is spoken here in Spain. We have a slang expression, pavos. Pavos would literally be turkeys, but it's like saying bucks. 20 pavos, 20 bucks. La entrada cuesta 20 pavos. The ticket costs 20 bucks. La entrada cuesta 20 pavos. Entrada specifically is a ticket to get into an event or a place. The word ticket in Spanish is maybe a little bit of a long story, but in English we would say a ticket for the bus, for example. That is un billete, it's not an entrada. And if you're in Mexico, it's probably a boleto or something. Here in Spain, un billete de autobús is a bus ticket. La entrada del museo is the ticket for the museum, the ticket that you have to pay in order to enter the museum. So that's 20 pavos. Let's talk about un dineral. The example that I have, una casa en Marbella cuesta un dineral. Dineral is just a lot of money. It's not real specific. The al suffix is used to talk about an abundance of something. So the reason I was thinking about this is because trees. If you have un almendro, that's an almond tree, but you could have un almendral, which is like an almond orchard, perhaps. It's like a field of almond trees. A lot of almond trees is un almendral. So dineral is similar. Dinero is money, but un dineral is a lot of money. Una casa en Marbella cuesta un dineral. A house in Marbella costs a lot of money. Plata. Plata is silver. You may remember Pablo Escobar in that TV series Narcos, talking about plata o plomo. That would be silver or lead. Plata is very widely used in Latin America to talk about money. Here in Spain, everybody knows it also, so it might not be local, but everybody's heard it a million times. Quiero irme de vacaciones, pero no tengo plata. I want to go on vacation, but I don't have money. Quiero irme de vacaciones, pero no tengo plata. Here's one that you hear all the time, but I never knew exactly what it meant. No tengo ni un duro. This means I don't have any money. No tengo ni un duro. Duro turns out to be the old coin that was 5 pesetas. Pesetas back in the day were the Spanish currency before the euro. When I arrived in Spain in 2004, people were still talking in pesetas a lot of the time. With my Catalan teacher yesterday, something about pesetas came up in an article we were reading, and she's 24, so she has no concept of pesetas. You know, I came to Spain around the time she was born. So un duro would be 5 pesetas. You don't actually have these anymore, so nobody uses un duro to talk about money except in the expression no tengo ni un duro, which is I don't have a penny, I don't have a nickel, I don't have any money at all, basically. Another very common expression here in Spain is pasta. Pasta could be like literal pasta, like the Italian food, but we also use it to talk about money. It's like saying dough in English. You know, my dad likes to use dough to talk about money, for example. Los futbolistas ganan mucha pasta. Football players earn a lot of money. Pasta is also uncountable, so it's important to note that 1000 pavos could be $1,000, but mucha pasta, you can't use a number with that. It's just a quantity, mucha pasta. Finally, we have a longer expression. In English, we can say that something costs an arm and a leg. In Spanish, te cuesta un ojo de la cara. Te cuesta un ojo de la cara is it costs you an eye from your face. You know, you have two eyes on your face, and if something costs you one eye, it's very expensive. So the example that I have, ir a la universidad en Estados Unidos te cuesta un ojo de la cara. This means going to university in the US costs an arm and a leg. It costs a lot of money. Ir a la universidad en Estados Unidos te cuesta un ojo de la cara. That's another expression that's common. It's not a specific quantity of money. You're not going to go to the supermarket and have the cashier say, that'll be un ojo de la cara, please. But you could say, me fui al supermercado y el salmón cuesta un ojo de la cara. I went to the supermarket and salmon costs an arm and a leg. So, dinero is money, generally. Pavos are bucks, 20 pavos. Un dineral is a lot of money. Plata is money, especially in South America and Central America. Un duro is 5 pesetas, and we use it in the expression no tengo ni un duro. Pasta could be an Italian food. It could also be money. And un ojo de la cara is also a lot of money that you use to say that something is far too expensive. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Follow the channel, like this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about Spanish or about Spain. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hasta la próxima. Bye.